Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Scourge League 3.16. In this episode, we're going to be going over Endless Heist starter build thing, because the Endless Heist is starting December 17th. I believe it's like, here we have 3 p.m. EST, so same time as always, and so we're going to have drops again enabled, so come to the stream for drops. You have to watch for 2 hours, and then you can earn a portal, just like every event. But then Endless Heist specifically, I have my starter build here that I'll go through with you. I've specialized it with all the stuff we've been learning from these events and all the practice and all of the things we've been figuring out. But also, I'd like to mention for Heist specifically, because the build is one thing, but there's also Heist. I have a Heist guide, if you didn't know, 3.16 Ultimate Heist Cheat Sheet, and so it has all my information on a single page. Yeah, just one page. All of the information you need, simplified. So like, how to unlock your crew, how to roll your contracts, how to make your heist crew gear, what to prioritize, everything. It just simplifies it all for you and things to look out for. Definitely highly recommend that. But what you guys are here for today is the starter build. I'm sure you have already seen the heist cheat sheet, 200 likes. And so now let's get into my starter build. So we have, this is a lot different than the previous ones. I've broken down the leveling into 10, 20, 30, 33, 40, 50, 55, 60, 68, 70, 75, and 90. Also ascendancies and how many skill points you have at every single breakpoint too. So then I'll show you them. I'll just quickly go through them. So this is the first 15 points. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. I'll go into it more detail. I just want to go quickly through it. So this time we prioritize the mana reserve, reserves and vitality so that we can actually fit the auras in faster, and then the rest of the stuff. This was way better, and then I noticed I could fit all this, and then a ton more life and barely any jewel sockets in the beginning. I only took the 1-point jewel socket and the 2-point jewel socket. I didn't over invest in jewel sockets this time by 90, because I think we can hit 90 very, very easily, and we might not have loot, depending. It's RNG. I don't want to count on it. I'd rather have a nice skill tree that doesn't require anything. And then I also made, whoops, oh god, I just scrolled up my level of the phase run. I made all the leveling, and it's different than we've done before. And then I did the items, and I did early items to look for as well. So I want to go through the skills. They're different slightly. We have level 1 Zombie Purifying Flame. This is nice. Purifying Flame for the Consecrated Ground can regen the zombie. It's also AoE. It's nice damage. Holy Flame Totem at level 4. Steel Skin at level 4. SRS Phantasm 2 Link at level 4, Zombie Phantasm at level 4, and then Frost Blink. So you can tell at level 4 we have way more gems. Steel Skin, for example, really cool. Summon Raging Spirit, Summon Phantasm, Added Cold at level 8. It's a 3-link. Added Cold is really cool. You're going to be getting like chills and freezing without having skitterbots in the build. And then Zombie, added lightning damage. I made a mistake in a previous event of saying you could go added fire, but we can't get added fire as a witch. And so I ended up doing added lightning in the event, but the POB was wrong. And so in this one, we've corrected this to added lightning damage, minion damage, zombie. This is sick. Just the phantasms from the SRS. Level 10, we get vitality. Level 12, flesh offering. No spirit offering, don't worry about it. 16, desecrate. And skitterbots, unbound ailment. So we're vitality skitterbots at 16. At 18, Summon Raging Spirit, added cold damage, Phantasm, minion damage. So it's 4-link with minion damage. Zombie gets melee physical damage at 18. This is supposed to be on. At 24, we get Purity of Elements. At 28, we get Spectre with minion life. What specters are we going to use in Heist? I'm going to be using random specters I find, and I think I'm going to use like artless specters, yeah, and some other maybe a cold one, or one of the chaos ones for fun. 34 Carrion Golem. At 38, 5-link zombie. We can do zombie, multi-strike, brutality, minion damage, ruthless. So this is the multi-slams, stunning, pure chaos, pure phys, and then big damage. It's sick. Summon Raging Spirit at 38, 4-link. Summon Raging Spirit, Spell Echo, Summon Phantasm, added cold damage. Added chaos damage. You switch from added cold to added chaos because of the dex requirement. Then the full links, we have Zombie. So this is where I added a 6-link of melee phys to our 5-link. Then we have Vitality, Frostblink, Flesh Offering, and the weapon. In my shield, Determination, Purity of Elements, Defiance banner. And then in the boot, Raging Spirit, Phantasm, Edit Chaos, Spell Echo. Phase Run, Increased Duration, Efficacy, Val Molten Shell. You can get Val Molten Shell from Val or being a Molten Shell from the vendor. Raise Spectre, Feeding Frenzy, Kieran Golem, Minion Life. And then Desecrate in a ring. That's it. Nice. So it's a lot of extra little things in the beginning, which is going to feel nice. And it's just bonuses on top of what we already had. It's extra things that are available. And I noticed them in our previous leveling. So then the skill tree is these first 15 points, first 12, and then going towards Enduring Bond. Then we get Enduring Bond with Minion Accuracy. We get Indom Army with Leech next. And then Grave Intentions in that order. So Enduring Bond, Indom Army, then Grave Intentions. Then we do Minion All Res, Max All Res as the Defense Mastery. Then we get this and the 50 life. Then we get this, Sacrifice and this Minion damage. Then we get this extra life and Ascendancy. We get Mindless Aggression, Grave Pact, and Effective Offering coming up to Death Attunement. Get Death Attunement plus the Overwhelm Phys damage reduction and Fearsome Force. Then we have 55 and Ascendancy, so we have our Sovereignty and Mana Reserve, and then Unnatural Strength. And then we get the full Purity of Flesh, Vitality, and this Combat Stamina with Determination Mana Reserve. So we will be able to fit... this is where you don't have Skitterbots in the build anymore. It's Purity of Elements, Purity of Elements, Determination, and Vitality. You don't run Skitterbots because you won't have enough mana. You actually drop Skitterbots during the leveling to fit in Determination at around the part where you have enough mana with this. This is going to be the difference. So keep this in mind. It's going to be very important that somebody watches the video and listens to the way I explain this, because I did this differently on purpose so that we can fit the auras in earlier and get big armor, ailment immunity, reses, regen. That's our auras right now. It's sick. And instead of Skitterbots, which is damage, and the freeze, which we need the other stuff first. Skitterbots extra add-on sure after, but the base stuff comes first. And then I grab the extra minion damage coming towards strength and life. Grab the extra strength and life, extra armor and life. Armor and strength and regen. Huge life wheel and 1-2 jewel sockets. We're going for taunt, blind, ghastly jewels. And this is our 90. I didn't take it further in this tree specifically this time because Heist is going to be really cool. I think you can do cluster jewels because of the delirium nodes. I think we'll have a lot of really cool stuff to be able to do. There's alt quality gems. Heist is going to be quite fun to play around with. I'm worried about alterations, but hey, we'll see what happens. And now I go through the items. So I'll go through the early items first. We have the Remnant of Empires. This is the shield you're going to start with. You also have a Scar of Fate, but I couldn't get it as an item to put in the POB like this, because people actually use this in their endgame builds. In the Endless Delve event, for example, 30% of builds had this in their build, where they don't use Scar of Fate in the endgame, but Scar of Fate is a free level 20 hatred at level 1, so you should use it. But then you could get a Essence of Fear and put that on your wand, for example. I show that you can get a movement speed boot with maybe an intelligence boot, so you can get the blue link for your Summon Raging Spirit easier. You have a Jade Ami for the dex. You could use some res rings in the beginning to help cap your resistances, specifically here cold because it's the lowest level 1. And then heavy belt for the early strength you're going to need. I highly recommend these things as early items to focus on when you're going in. It's going to be dex, strength, move speed, links, and the extra reses. Then full items, it's worrying about all the reses. Chaos in this case, guys, I'd like to mention this. I looked at every single enemy in the heist, there's only chaos damage in 2 of them. Laboratory and the other like lab one. And so there's like, wait, I'll just look now. I have it open. There is prohibited library and laboratory. These 2 have monsters that somewhat do chaos damage, and some of them have physical as chaos damage, and the physical as chaos is usually 25% on most of them, but some of them have 30% from what I've noticed, and so you don't need a lot of chaos to be good, and I think you just need a little bit. So where we are at like negative 59 because of the penalties from Katava, you build up a bit. So I did like 3 or 4 items of 20 chaos res, and that's enough to get us to 31 chaos. And I think 20-30 chaos we're gonna be fine, and that our physical's still our weakest spot, and that you would have to upgrade your physical damage reduction. And so armor from the bases from the gear is really good. If you can hit mods of armor, increasing the armor from the chest plate or the shield, for example, that could really help. An amulet with increased armor is kind of cool. These things actually matter. Technically, if you put extra points and then put more into increased armor, or go down here after, if we do 2 large clusters, you get the increased armor from here. You can get the increased armor from Juggernaut. Might even come down to Soul of Steel potentially. Depends how we're feeling in the heist, right? How unkillable we want to be just for fun, just because leveling is going to be somewhat important for getting the rewards. And it's going to feel nice to be able to level without dying in heist. And also heist, you don't lose the loot if you don't die, so that's also a benefit of making a really tanky build. And if we can still be strong enough, then that's great. And I'm really happy with this League Starter though. That was just explaining the chaos res. So the weapon, Deafening Essence of Fear, for the 66 minion damage, and then the shield, I just did life and chaos res, got little tiny extra decks. Then we have the life fire res helmet, so it's just to show you barely have to get anything on each piece. We do not have the crafting bench, so you won't be able to craft veil mods. You can't craft hybrid chaos, no endurance charge, none of that. So yeah, you're gonna have to probably gonna be picking up rares and accepting bases just for their mods. And then 6 links going to be tough to get. I'm going to be probably targeting armor nodes in heist for 6 links, and for div cards related to 6 links, because div cards are enabled in this. And then I have life, cold, chaos, glove, boot. I prioritize move speed, life, and then we got some cold res, and then it's life, cold res, and then it's life, lightning res, and then it's life, chaos res on an amethyst ring, and then a Stygian vice with life, fire res. And Ghastly Jewel. So it's to show that we barely need anything on each piece because of the purity of elements, and because we don't need that much chaos res for heist. This is really sick overall. I'm really happy with my starter build for heist. I think this should get everyone to have a really good start for the new heist event. I hope everyone has a really good time. And where will we lead this into? Well, most likely 6-link zombies, big chillin', farming up. If you get specific uniques for specific builds that are build enabling, such as Dead Reckoning to make skeleton mages, the golem jewels to make golems, any of the golem things to help you get extra golems, for example, any of that's kind of nice. Maybe you get an Unending Hunger and you could go Artless Assassins, or the other Spectre. There's the little robot that shoots the Frost Auto Scouts. Yeah, you might be able to go those if you get Unending Hunger. Maybe you could go the Phantasms if you got the Scepter Soul Rest. Maybe you could go an Arakali's Fang build in heist if you got the Fang, the dagger. I don't know. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed this starter, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, December 17th at 3 p.m. EST for this endless heist event. And I hope we have a great time, and I hope I can help you earn the drops. I'll see you boys tomorrow. Bye.